You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more.
Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name is Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM and the host of Community Forum. And with me today is an SENMC employee, a local author, a Carlsbad resident. Her name is Meruyert Himmel. Meruyert, how are you doing today?
Hi, Jonathan. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Did I pronounce your first name right?
Yes,
Meruyert?
that is correct. Yes.
Okay, Meruyert Himmel. You like to go by Mika?
Mika, yes, that's how my family called.
Okay, so that's been your nickname from the very beginning?
From childhood, yes.
Okay, so we're interviewing you for multiple reasons. One, this college is connected to, the radio station is connected to Southeast New Mexico College. We're building a partnership and a relationship, and we're trying to promote SENMC. We record at the college now as well, which we appreciate. And you are the online learning manager in the Learning Technology Center here at SENMC?
Yes, sir. That's correct. I'm online learning manager at the Learning Technology Center at SENMC. So what I do, I help students with their technological issues and also LMS, Learning Management System. We use here Canvas. So I also help faculty and students with the Canvas navigation on any other questions about Canvas.
Okay, so Canvas is going to be one of those third-party softwares that the college purchases, that many campuses probably purchase across the country to organize grading or enrollment, or like what is Canvas primarily used for?
So Canvas is the learning management system, like you said, that many colleges use this LMS. Other colleges, for example, they use Blackboard or other, but Canvas, the faculty use it to use the content of the course. They put all of their assignments there, their discussion boards, and students, they log in and they learn. Mm-hmm. There are also lectures. So it's basically the content about the course, and students, they use it, and the faculty use it to go through the course. I mean, it's online or face-to-face. Most of the faculty members, they use, even if it's face-to-face, to give the homework. Right,
the assignments. You turn in your assignments through this type of situation. So I haven't been in a college campus or in a college class in 22 years. And 22 years ago, there was nothing like this. I mean, we got an email address for the first time when I went to college, and I still use it, So how different is it now for when you went to school? Like, we did not go online to get our assignments when I was in college. When you graduated from college, did you graduate from college? Where did you go to school at?
So yes, I have. You mean in the United States, right?
Anywhere. I mean, your education in Kazakhstan is just as important as here, I believe.
Okay, so I have associate degree and bachelor degree in education from Kazakhstan. Okay. And I have associate degree and bachelor degree in business administration, majoring in logistics and supply chain management. So yes, I think that I can relate to you because back then in 2011, when I went to Houston Community College, we had online courses and face-to-face. Yeah. Since I was international student, I had only to take 50% of the courses online. So if I register for 4 courses, then 2 courses should be online, and then 2 face-to-face. And face-to-face, yes, like you said, that we some of the professors, they asked turn it in homeworks paper, so we didn't even log into Canvas. But some of the professors, even though it was face-to-face, we had to use Canvas for our homeworks.
So how long have you been in Carlsbad?
2 years. We moved in 2022.
Okay. And so you met your husband in Houston?
Yes, sir. I met my husband in Houston, and we moved here to Carlsbad because of his work.
Sure, the oil and gas industry, I assume, right? Houston, Carlsbad, oil and gas. Yeah, for sure, right? And I understand you have an 8-year-old son?
Yes, I do. I have 8-year-old son. His name is Alan.
Ilan, well, congratulations. Awesome. I'm glad you seem to be very happy here. You've worked at SENMC for 9 months. Is that what you told me before we started interviewing?
Yes, I started 1st of August, 2020.
And so, did you work in anywhere else before, or did you just kind of get in Carlsbad, get settled, and then get this position?
You mean work before in general or in Carlsbad?
In Carlsbad.
Well, in Carlsbad, I worked as an interpreter. I worked from home, and then also I worked as a software engineer from home. And then when I got laid off from Cummins, I was looking for a job as a software engineer, and then I saw this opportunity. I was like, let me try, because education was always my passion.
Okay.
So I
Well,
tried
you
it
got an associate's degree in education, all
in
that good
education,
stuff.
yes. And I have 10 plus years of experience of teaching.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So, all right, let's go back long ways, right? So, you were born in Kazakhstan, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your history in Kazakhstan. We're going to get to the book. You authored a book called The Nomad Girl. The illustrator, I'm going to let you tell us about the illustrator and all that first, but tell us kind of the story that led to inspire you to author this book, The Nomad Girl.
So I'm from Kazakhstan, born and raised in Kazakhstan, moved to United States in 2011 with the student visa. And so you want me to tell like what brought me to write the book?
Yeah, what brought you to write the book? What brought you to America? You gave, for people that don't know, obviously if you're listening, you didn't know, you gave 2 presentations here at the college when we were selling the book in the bookstore, which will be for sale again here at the SCMC bookstore pretty soon. And you gave a really, really great presentation about the history of your country, where you came here, a little bit about, what inspired you to write the book. And so what I'm trying to capture in the best way possible is kind of get some of that information that you shared with us and the public then, now. So like how can we do that? Yeah.
Okay, I understood. So first, let me start prehistory, how I moved to United States. So I have, as I mentioned, associate degree and bachelor degree in education. And education, it means teacher of English. So I started in Kazakhstan teaching, and then I really loved, languages. But then when I graduated my university, I had an offer to go to teach in presidential school. It was school for very gifted kids.
And this is in Kazakhstan?
In Kazakhstan,
okay.
Yes. And I really wanted to come to the United States to just try it out. So I was in doubt. So I asked my mom, what do you think? Like I have here offer to be a teacher and in very good school and was very good position.
Right.
But my mom, she said, you always will have opportunity to teach and you always will have opportunity to be back and be in Kazakhstan. So you already have visa, so go to United States and explore, and you always have that opportunity to come back and teach. So then I came to the United States, and then I wanted to change my major, so I went to Houston Community College, business administration, associate in business administration. That's how I came to the United States.
All right.
The second question about what inspired me to write a book. I always wanted to write a book because I was a bookworm. Since I was a child, I used to read a lot of books. I used to go to, I think that was my haven, to go to the library and get the book every week. And I always saw that I need to write a book. This was just like a big, big dream. And the second reason, I wanted to write something, to dedicate something for my grandparents. Okay. So my grandparents, they didn't have easy life. My grandfather, he went to the war when he was 16 years old.
Okay, which war would that be?
World War II.
Oh, or the Great Wars is known in Russia, I think, or was.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So he went to World War II when he was 16 years old. My grandma, she married also very young. And then they had 10 kids. And they had very difficult time. They went through deprivation. They went to hunger. They went to time when Soviet Union collapsed. So it was very difficult time financially, emotionally. And I always thought that I want to dedicate something for them, to do something nice for them, because I spent all summers there. So I really love my grandparents. I think that they gave me a lot. Maybe not financial. Maybe I didn't have fancy and rich childhood.
Right.
But I think that it was rich of emotions, rich of good memories.
Family and love.
Family and love. And then I think that what I touch based in this book, it's about family values, that we need to stick together even in difficult times and support each other. That the treasure in everybody's life is family.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the book. Then you told us who it's dedicated for, and it's called The Nomad Girl. So tell us a little bit about the Nomad Girl and the story in the book without giving it away, because we do want people to read it as well.
Sure. So the name of the Nomad Girl, and why I came up with this name, because Kazakh people, they were They were known as the nomads. They moved from one place to another place, and we lived in yurts. Yurts is like transferable, houses. Why my ancestors did that? They lived during the summer. They lived in north, and then when it was winter, they moved to south, warmer place. And they were always nomads. And this book, I dedicated this book to my grandparents. And there is a story about the girl, granddaughter Maha, and she helps her grandparents in difficult time.
Okay, so. The book is great. It is for sale at the Southeast New Mexico College bookstore. I think you sold out like right away, I believe. Yes. I bought 3. I have nieces that are probably about the age that this is perfectly written for. And then as they grow and the years older, it'll be perfect for them. So I thought that was great. And you signed them. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
My nieces think that's incredible that you signed it. And what it really, I'm going to tell you, like buying your book and getting it signed by you has given me a lot of points with my nieces, right?
Thank you.
It's made me look like a hero, so I wanted to thank you very much for that. Tell us a little bit about and you told us about the book and the story. Tell us a little bit about the illustrator, because this has some really, really beautiful images in here. Mm-hmm. And so kind of talk to us a little bit about who the illustrator is, how you connected with this person, and some of the inspiration of the pictures related to the story.
Sure. So when I started writing this book, it was 2022. Do you remember when we sat in quarantine? We couldn't get out. So I was like, okay, I always try to be positive and even in dark times and difficult times to find positive, meaning out of that. So when we were in lockdown in March 2020, I was like, okay, so this is a time to write a book. I have a lot of time, so I'll just sit and write the book. So that's when I started writing the book.
How long did it take you to write the book?
So I started March 2020 and I published it September 2021.
Oh, okay.
But it could take it even faster. So it took 1.5 years, yes? It could take 1 year. I will tell you the story that I wanted this book to make it more economical, budget-wise. So I saw that, my best friend, she is very good in drawing. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, she will be my illustrator. And my my editor will be my husband because he was born and raised here. So his English is very good. And I asked them, are you eager to, help me out? And then also, besides of like economical and financial reasons, I also wanted to do it something like a project, right? Yeah. So editor, my husband, and illustrator, my best friend. So they all agreed, and they said, yes, of course, we're going to do it. I did my part. I wrote the book. And then when I asked my best friend, I want these 10 illustrations, picture this moment. She says, yes, but she's a very busy lady. She has, that time she had 2 kids. Now she has 3 kids. And I was patiently waiting. And I gave that book to my husband to edit, and he's a very busy man. He works a lot, so and then also I was patiently waiting, and then I realized that I cannot just wait, and then I cannot make them accountable for that I'm not publishing book. That will be very selfish.
Right.
So what I did, I started finding the way how can I publish it with the help. And besides of working, my regular job, I started looking for like dog sitting, cat sitting, like extra.
It's just extra money.
Yeah, extra money for my book. And then when I saved money, what I need, I found the illustrator from Kazakhstan. Her name is Janar. And she's not just the illustrator, but she actually concentrates on like Kazakh traditional paintings. And I wanted really to highlight moments from the book where there is a more, like, for example, like at the cover picture you can see that the girl with the nunchucks is a traditional
nunchucks are a traditional weapon in
Kazakhstan, and she has long hair, like, so,
and braided going down both sides. Is that very traditional as well?
Yes, very traditional to have long hair. Like, for example, in that book you can read one part that my ancestors, they believe that hair is very important. It's like a strength. So that's why in old times they were having, like, all women, they had long hair. But now we are modernized. We cut our hair.
Right, for convenience, really, because it's easy to take care of it, right?
Yes. So I found her, and then we agreed about the price. So, and then I knew how much I need to save, how much I need to make extra money. And the editor, I found there is an app, do you know Fiverr?
No, I've never heard of that.
There is an app for freelancers.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great app. You can find a Spanish teacher, you can find editors, you can find Zumba dance teacher, like anyone. So that's where I found editors. I read, of course, all of reviews, and I read the biography of the editor, and I really like her because she has, I believe, master's degree in English.
Right. So she's a good English editor.
Yes, and she had also a history of editing other people's books, articles. So I hired her, and also I hired the guy to get into Amazon. So he actually edits the book, how it should get into Amazon platform.
Right. That way you can sell to everybody on Amazon. So go ahead. So how do I find your book if I want to buy it?
So at Amazon, you can find me by my name, or you can type the Nomad Girl book, and it will come up.
Great.
Yeah.
And how much is it for sale for?
$12.95 paper.
Do you have a Kindle version?
Yes, there is a Kindle version, and it's $0 if you have subscription for Kindle.
Oh, right. And then otherwise, it's like pretty inexpensive. Otherwise, if you don't have a subscription with Kindle, which is great. So, how do you feel like your book's coming across? Has it been a success? Or do you believe it's been a success?
So before I tell that, I would say that I never had the intention to be successful, like sell, hundreds of books or become a famous author. So I never had that intention. My intention was, as I mentioned, to write a book, to write something to dedicate, something for my grandparents. And the third, I wanted that kids like my son, who is international, right? He has a mom Kazakh and dad American.
Yeah.
So that the kids, they have something to read in English about their ancestors, about their mom or dad culture. So that was intention. And honestly, the funny part of that I never had intention to promote my book. But somehow, magically it promotes maybe, above my grandparents. They give me blessings or something like that. Because even this book signing event, my boss, she offered me to do it. When they were interviewing me, they Googled my name and they found out that I have a book. So my boss read the book and she said that she loved it. Let's do a book signing event at SNMC. And I said, okay, why not? So you see, I even didn't try to promote it. It just promoted itself. And one time, the funny story that I took the boot camp for software, and there were 100 students. And we had a chat. So I put for the main picture, like how they call it, Ava picture.
The cover?
No, like when you, for example, on Facebook, you have picture, or like on Instagram, or on the chat, like the main profile picture.
Yeah, profile picture. Yes, good.
Sorry.
Cool. No, I didn't know either.
So on my profile picture, I had this girl's picture.
Yeah.
And then one guy from my batch, he just randomly, he wanted to read book from Asia. So he found my book and he was reading it and he saw this girl's image and he's like, wait a minute, I saw this image somewhere. And then he went back and then he saw that on Slack, on that app, that I used this picture. Yeah. And then he read the author's name. So he didn't even read the author's name. And then he realized that I'm in his group. And then he put in chat, he said, do you know that we are taking this course with the author, published author? And then everybody, yes, who? So he wrote about this book. And then everybody started buying, like those 100 students started buying book. And then again, here is just like magically, it happened.
Well, I think that's amazing. I think that's great. And I think that I'm going to make an assessment here. It goes back to when you were talking about how you grew up and it was a large family. You maybe didn't have a lot financially, but you did have a lot because it was family and love, and you family did everything from a great place, from a good place, right?
Yes.
And so you come to America and you want to write this book from a good place, right? To tell the story in English for other people from Kazakhstan. They're learning English, for Americans who speak English to learn a little bit about your journey, right? And because it comes from the same place, that, you know, that love that you guys grew up with, I think that it's just naturally happening for you as a result because of the reasoning behind what you're doing.
Thank you. And then, you know, what touched my heart when parents, they find me in social media and they write, Mika, you did a great thing because my child reading this book, and it's so great that they have something to read. And they have, you know, parents who are happy writing me those messages. And I think that it's great. Like, I feel so happy.
It's not every day that somebody can come to the local college and get a book signed by the author in Carlsbad. That's not an everyday thing. You know, that's a special thing. It doesn't happen that often. You were able to offer that and you work here. I would challenge anybody, if they come to SNMC, you buy the book on Amazon, buy it here at the college, and then come and find you, and you'll sign it for them, won't you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. And then,
by all means.
And then they can meet the author and get it signed as well. So you can get your book signed as well. I just think that's very interesting. So I did want to ask you a question, though, just a little bit about kind of the history of Kazakhstan. On the cover of the book, you have a very powerful-looking young woman, right, holding the nunchucks. She looks very warrior-like, very tough. So I did want to ask you, does Kazakhstan have a history of strong female warriors? Or like what is the tradition of that historically in Kazakhstan?
Yes. In Kazakhstan, you know, women, they start riding the horse when they are like, I may be 5 years old.
Are you an avid horse rider?
I cannot like very fast, but so yes. And then I think it's in blood. We were nomads, as I mentioned before. And to be nomad, you need to be strong, you know, to move. And you never know what is going to happen in the road during your transition from one place to another place. So I think that Kazakh women, they already very strong. You know, they have strong will. And also we had many strong women during the World War when they went. And then we have, for example, Manshuk Mametova. She was I forgot, what is the name that when you put the, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
When you put like catapult?
Yeah, the catapult, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so she was one of the ladies who led the catapults, so she was using catapult.
Oh, she was using the catapult against the enemy.
Yes, yes. So, yes, I believe that the Kazakh women, they are very strong. Even nowadays, we have, I'm sure everybody heard about that we had one ex-politician, ex-minister, he killed his wife, and then all women, they marched, and they, all over the world, like Kazakh women in Europe, in Kazakhstan, in United States, even in New York. And we're going to have a new law about stricter punishment of domestic violence. Okay. So I think it's also very strong woman who fought for the rights. And I believe that, yes, answering your question, that it's in our blood, being strong woman.
Excellent. That's and the cover shows that, right? And it's real fierce. I think that it looks like a very, very strong young woman like that right there. And then just from judging the cover, it looks like there's a lot of adversity she has to go through. And so I imagine that there are quite a few Kazakh, if I'm saying that right, traditions from Kazakhstan, Kazakh traditions that are in the book as part of the journey. Do you want to share one of them with us?
Yes. So last time my son, he was reading the book, and he's like, you wrote about baursaks. Baursak, it's a fried bread.
Okay, what's it called again?
Baursaks.
Baursak?
Baursaks, yes.
Baursak, okay.
So baursaks, it's a fried bread, and it's like a beignets in Louisiana.
Okay, yeah.
But they put powdered sugar on
Beignet.
top.
Beignet?
Beignets.
Beignet.
Uh-huh.
Beignet.
Beignet.
I don't know. You pronounce it better than I do. That's French.
Because French T is silent at the end.
Right, okay.
And Mexican people, they have also
sopapillas.
Yes, when you put honey on
I know
top.
sopapillas. Right?
Yes, so it's something like that, baursaks. And then also, for example, in this book, you wanted me to share with one tradition. I wrote about this book about Mshiljas. So Mshiljas, it's a very, very important year, like 12 years. Like, for example, when you are 12 years old, when you are 24 years old, when you're 36, and so on and so forth. It's very important year, like a karma year. So you need to be very careful because it usually, you might have some accidents or difficulty in life, hardships during that year, because it's just like life is testing you. So it happens every 12 years. And then in this book, Maha, she's 24. And then when this bad thing happens to her family, she believes that's what caused it. So we call it Mushiljas in Kazakhstan. It's every 12 years. For example, if you are a year of, let's say, the Chinese
New Year's, yeah.
Like how they count it, like you have pig year, you have...
Year of the dragon,
yes.
the
for example,
boar, goat, all that stuff, right?
If it's like, for example, you are 24 years old and it's a year of dragon and it's your year, so that's a Mushiljas.
Right, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm 44 now, which means that under that tradition at 48 would be a 12th year, right? Because
so you have 4 more years. Yes.
Yeah. And I look back on 36 and I'm like, man, 36 was a pretty good year, right? And then I look back on 24, right? And then 24 was also a pretty good year.
But it's also like, might be difficult, but even if it's difficult, it's transitional year. Usually something changes, during that year. We deal with it.
I find that fascinating. I think that's incredible. I like to learn about other traditions. As I told you before we recorded, I lived in Germany and we traveled all over Europe and Russia and all that, all the way from like 89 to 92, 93. We traveled everywhere. My parents were really smart about that. We drove all over Europe in our big American Mark III conversion van, right? And I learned a lot about other cultures and strangers. And to this day, I absolutely love meeting people from other cultures and people that I don't know. And then I have one more question for you before we close.
Okay.
You mentioned that you came to America on a visa. You also kind of wanted to go to Europe for a little while of your life as well. I think I told us. So what was the inspiration living in Kazakhstan to want to come to America? Like what was so interesting about America to you?
So I came from a big city, and my neighbors, they were Germans, by the way. And I lived, Kazakhstan, it's a very multinational country. And we, like, for example, some countries, they believe, like they say Muslim country, right? We accept any kind of religions. And that's why I think that I grew up in that kind of atmosphere, like you said, knowing other cultures, meeting different people. So I always wanted just to experience living in different country. And also enhance my English.
Yeah.
Because believe me, when I just came, my English wasn't that great. I remember my first job was, I was a host in the restaurant. And every time to pick up that call was so much stress.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, because I couldn't, when I just came to the United States, when I see the person and we talk face to face, I could understand that person because I could, read the expressions, the lips, how they're moving. But on the phone, it was so difficult. So one of the reasons also was to enhance my English.
Well, your English is amazing. I think it's great.
Thank you.
I understand every word you're saying, so I don't have an issue. I think it's wonderful. And so I think it's great that you're learning English. I have one, we're almost out of time, and I could talk to you for a long time. I'm so interested in you and your culture and where you came from. If this is not too much to ask, I've never heard the Kazakhstan language before. I don't know what it sounds like at all. Is there something you could say in Kazakhstan just to give me an idea of what it would be, and then tell us what it is in English?
Sure. Сәлеметсіз бе? Қалыңыз қалай? Бұл жарнамаға мені шақырғаныма мен өте қуаныштымын. Рахмет.
What does that mean?
I said, hello. Thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
All right. Well, teach me how to say thank you real quick.
Rahmet.
Ahmed?
Rahmet.
Rahmet. Close enough. Thank you very much, Mika, for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889. Also sponsored by CNB Bank. Go to carlsbadnational.com to learn more.